and then I'll get going. Ready? Okay, now as you can see, we want these barrels on the rear fence up against the rear roller. So you can get these at any machine shop. They're 1, 2, 3 blocks, 1 inch by 2 inch by 3 inch. And we just use them as spacers. So 2 inch ought to be good. Take them up against the roller. Now, I haven't changed anything. And you always tighten the left-hand side first, then the right-hand side, and we're up against the back. So.
Are we still centered on the?
Yeah, we're gonna be close. You know, some manufacturers will tell you when you spin grind, depending upon where you position the stone versus comparison to the center line of the reel, it will change the angle that you'll grind. When you spin grind, you're going to grind about 2 or 3 degree relief from the front of the reel blade to the back. It's because we spin the reel backwards, so it's going to grind the back of the reel first and then take material off and come to the front. But I always say, and I'll draw this, here's my stone and here's my reel. And we tell you, close to over top dead center, So what happens if I move that cutting unit back, or what if I put the stone on top? What changes? Absolutely nothing. When you spin grind, you have stones turning, reels turning in opposite direction. Go back to geometry. 2 round surfaces will touch at one point only, and that's the tangent point. So somebody's got a bonus page here. That's right. So, okay, now what we're going to do, I hate that. What we're going to do is we're set on here, we're positioned fine. I'm going to check for corner to corner rock. Now I know I'm about 5 thousandths off on the elevation on this end, but I guarantee you that's more than 5 thousandths. That's quite a bit. Now, on our table or on a bench plate, if you've surface plate, you know what I'm talking about when I say surface plates? In the machining world, they use polished granite, 6/8 inch, just smooth as a baby's butt. I mean, literally just perfect. And that's.
They had a tabletop. For checking a lot of the products that went out.
Yeah.
QC them on there.
And you can't have more than variance of half a 10,000 or whatever. So anyway, point being is, if that cutting unit is rocking on my table, what's that telling you? Front roller and rear roller are not parallel to each other. And if it's rocking on my table, it's rocking in the field. So when it does rock, one side goes down, it'll cut deeper, you go the other way, now this side's going to cut more than that side. So it's just going to go, especially in soft thatchy turf, you'll get gouge marks. Gouge, no gouge. Gouge, no gouge. And one thing about a cutting unit is if it's misadjusted, if it's physically misadjusted, it'll usually, in soft turf, it'll give you a symptom, a condition out there 100% of the time. If it comes and goes, then okay, and you don't have any rock and it's perfect. If it comes and goes, that symptom that you're seeing is more than likely a condition of the turf. Thatch, soft soil, whatever it is. Okay. Now I'm going to buzz through this thing. Oh, that's not it. What did I do with it? I put it there. Pie tape. We're going to measure the reel. So I'm going to put the pie tape in. All right. I need a little itty bitty, probably a 5/16. Does anybody have a 5/16 wrench? we want this to pivot, because that way it'll find its square. Just loosen up that nut for me, if you would. What is it, 3/8? Oh yeah, it's bigger than 5/16. What do I know? I grind reels. If it's 3/8, I may have one. I got 7/16. Wait a minute, there we go. More? Okay, right there. Now it can pivot. That's what I want. So I'm going to place the magnet on the reel blade, shove it in. I don't want the magnet protruding past the blade, because now I'm going to measure over the blade. And basic things, if I measure 2 inches in on this side, I want to measure 2 inches in on this side. Some cases you got a blade that's been broke off. Sometimes you may have to go all the way into the center. Point being, where I measure here, I want to measure there. Okay. I wrap it around with light tension on my fingers. And then if I don't line up exactly, then what I do is push up, pull back, push up, pull back. I don't want to push it sideways too much, because you'll get a false reading. The other thing I don't want to do is I don't want to go this way, I don't want to go that way. Thinking, okay, it's not going to work. Set it in there. Get as straight as you can. Key is you want to pull the tape straight and snug. Okay, I'm just going to read this. We're at 775 is 775 thousandths. And then the vernier scale, we're going to read 13. 775 and 13 is what? 783. 88. Oh, 0.788. And I'm assuming that's what that is. That's a super idea. Starting off, I'd measure it 2 or 3 times, a couple of times on each side, just to make sure. If you get a second reading and it's larger diameter, you can't add material to that reel. So take the smaller of the 2 or... No, because it's a 5-inch diameter reel. It's not going to be 3 inches over here and 5 over here. So I just ignore it. I know that it's 4 inches something. But that's a good question. Okay. Okay, this is 775, and I'm going to say probably about 19. 775 and 19. 775 and 19 is 794. Okay, now we're going to do simple math. 794 and 88. So we're plus 6 thousandths. 6 thousandths larger on this side. No, we're going to grind. What we're going to do now is we're going to use the rollers to parallel the reel shaft to the table based on the measurements. Okay. I was looking for. So what I do is I got to raise the front roller off the table. That's what this is for. We have a roller jack, but I don't think George has one. It's a long-handled roller jack. Same as what this is. Okay, we're going to use this. Hopefully we can get it to teeter. I may have to go get mine. So, measure the reel. We know this is 6 thousandths long. I don't care about the numbers, I just want to know the difference of the numbers, because my measurement may be different than yours. So what I'll do, and all those instructions that I've printed up a long time ago, raise one roller off the table, it's out of play. It doesn't exist. All our weight is resting on the rear roller. So So what we'll do is in-feed the stone to touch the reel. In the area that we took our measurement. And I'm pushing back. And you know, this machine will talk to you. All you got to do is listen. What's it telling me?
Touching. I'm touching here.
It's touching all but a couple blades. So that's telling me I got a couple high blades, some low blades. So what I want to do is I just want to make, that stone just start to flicker. I'm going to zero our in-feed indicator out. And this equates to a diameter measurement, 6,000 larger. I take it to the small diameter end. What's it telling me? If I'm 6,000 smaller and I just come across with a single in-feed, I shouldn't be touching here.
High blade.
Well, the reel is pretty much parallel or down a little bit based on that rear roller. But I'm hitting a heck of a lot heavier on this end than that end. Anyway, I'm going to in-feed my difference, which is 6. Now I need, what is it? 16? Anybody got a 16?
Yep. Grab a 16, that's what George's 16 millimeter. There.
Yeah, those are mine. Those are all.
Still on that front table, dude. They're over here, guys.
There you go.
There's something funky going on here. I'm not hitting as heavy as I was. And I haven't done anything.
Heavier over here.
It's hitting heavier over there, so that's what's kind of going on. Which I don't really care, because if I lightly touch there and come over and then in-feed 6, I don't know touching at all. Are these loose? But I gotta loosen that one anyway. I'm gonna have to get a socket in there. Why don't you, until we